Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News, broadcasting live tonight from East Wenatchee at the parking lot of Local Tel Communications in preparation, I guess, or prior to the Class E Chassis Parade that we will be broadcasting live here tonight on the NCWLIFE channel at 6 o'clock. I'm Grant Olson and great to have you along. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And what a day for the Class E Chassis Parade. It's usually pretty nice for this parade, and today no exception. And there's our drone, I think is our weather shot today, and overlooking, of course, Grant Road, and folks beginning to show up early here for Class E Chassis Parade, and it should be just a fantastic night for it. And talk about fantastic as we go to our weekend outlook. It is going to be a fantastic weekend for the final weekend of Apple Blossom. Of course, the Grand Parade, which we will also broadcast live here on the NCWLIFE channel, starts at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Should be about 70 degrees for parade time at 11. We should get to about 79 degrees for our high temperature tomorrow, and then about 78 for our high temperature on Sunday, and even some beautiful overnight lows into the lower 50s. We'll talk more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Grant County Sheriff's Office is issuing a warning after receiving complaints of ransomware attacks on citizens' personal or business computers, and we'll let you know when and where area streets will be closed for all the events happening for Apple Blossom this weekend. But first, we begin tonight. This was the scene shortly after 10 o'clock last night, captured on one of our PTZ cameras, of a power outage near downtown Wenatchee. Rivercom reports a bush near a power pole on Whitman Way between Mission and Wenatchee Avenue caught fire. The Chelan PUD cut power to that pole while firefighters doused the fire. Power in the affected area was restored after about 30 minutes. No one was injured and no structures were threatened. Grant County Sheriff's Office is issuing a warning after receiving complaints of ransomware attacks on citizens' personal or business computers. Ransomware is a type of malicious software or malware designed to deny access to a computer system or data until a ransom is paid. Ransomware typically spreads through phishing emails or by unknowingly visiting an infected website. Ransomware attempts to extort money from victims by asking for money, usually in the form of cryptocurrency, in exchange for the decryption key. But cyber criminals won't always follow through and unlock the files they encrypted. Please be wary of any suspicious emails with attachments and any websites which may attempt to use vulnerabilities in web browsers and other software to install ransomware. Make sure all of your system, software, and antivirus programs are up to date. If you believe your computer has been affected with ransomware, promptly contact a computer service professional for some assistance. The Class E Chassis Parade, Apple Blossom Grand Parade, and the Tour de Bloom all take place over the next 2 days. NCWLIFE's Dan Kuntz tells us which streets will be closed and when.
Most of the roads in East Wenatchee on and abutting the parade route for tonight's Les Schwab Class E Chassis Parade will close at 6 o'clock tonight and reopen at approximately 8:30 or at the conclusion of the parade. There are two notable exceptions. The stretch of Georgia Avenue between Grant Road and 3rd Street alongside Eastmont Community Park, shown here in yellow, will close at noon today, and the outside westbound lane of Grant Road between Hanford Avenue and Georgia Avenue will close at 4 this afternoon. On Saturday morning, crews from the city of Wenatchee will begin closing the streets of the Grand Parade route from top to bottom, beginning at 7 a.m. The route and the side streets along the route that will be closed are shown here in red. Green indicates the best alternate route to avoid the traffic congestion. Wenatchee's downtown core will remain closed for the Tour de Bloom until 11 o'clock on Saturday night. As far as parking is concerned, the largest public parking lots closest to the parade route are shown here. Link Transit's route number 7 will operate an adjusted route to Memorial Park on Saturday. In fact, all of the Link Transit routes in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee will be free all day on Saturday. For up-to-the-minute traffic information, download the Apple Blossom app on your smartphone. I'm Dan Kuntz for NCWLIFE News.
Coming up next, we have the latest outlook on the upcoming fire season for North Central Washington. Construction is expected to get started on Chelan County Fire District 1's new main Wenatchee Fire Station, and winners have been announced from last weekend's Leavenworth Firefighter Challenge. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine-in style at Highlander Bar and Grill in East Wenatchee. Open 7 days a week, Highlander Grill offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine in or take it to go, our friendly staff is here to serve you. Reservations recommended for Friday night's prime rib dinner. Call for live music dates. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Welcome back. In other news, the National Forest Service says the wildfire outlook for north central Washington heading into the summer looks about normal. The same can't be said, though, for western Washington, where large fire potential is expected. April brought ample moisture to our region, but the same was not true for the western part of the state. The Forest Service says as the season progresses, the potential for rising above normal in central Washington is most likely going to happen north along the Canadian border. Well, construction is expected to get started on Chelan County Fire District 1's new main Wenatchee Fire Station. Chief Brian Brett says the project is scheduled to go out on bid next week. It's located on Wenatchee Avenue on property previously occupied by Prospector Pie's Restaurant. Brett says the new station will replace the historic downtown Wenatchee Fire Station.
Sure. Our building design is a two-story daylight basement walkout out here on the east side of the building. Once we go out to bid, we'll see what we actually get to construct of that. We issued bonds last year for $6 million. That is our budget for this project. It's approximately 16,000 square foot building. The second story will be the crew headquarters up on the second floor. The main floor walk-in will be the offices and reception area, as well as the apparatus bay. And the daylight basement will have our training room, community meeting room, exercise room, storage, and IT rooms.
Brett says they're hoping to get construction started this summer. At the same time, the fire district is in the process of closing its Maple Street station and moving its operations to the station at 5th and Western, which is currently being remodeled. He says crews and equipment will be housed there until the new station is completed. Winners have been announced from last weekend's Cokeshire Leavenworth Firefighter Challenge. The race course, located in the Leavenworth Ski Hill area, climbs a grueling 1,665 vertical feet over 6.2 miles of rugged terrain. Competitors from all over the Northwest wear full wildland gear throughout the race, testing their physical and mental endurance. This year's winner is Allison Monda with an elapsed time of 1 hour and 14 minutes. Mark Zielinski came in second at 1 hour and 16.5 minutes. Mike Bedard won the Sawyer division with a time of 1 hour 28 minutes. The event is hosted by Chelan County Fire District No. 3 firefighters. The challenge benefits the Wildland Firefighter Foundation, which helps the families of firefighters who were killed or injured. Also attending last Saturday's race was Daniel Lyons, the lone surviving member of a fire crew that became trapped in a firestorm during the 2015 Twisp River fire. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Where will you be a year from now? You could be working as a medical assistant. The Charter College Medical Assistant Certificate Program gets you work ready in 10 months. Add 5 more months to earn an associate degree. We prepare you with hands-on training and support you after graduation with job search help and interview skills. Institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, Charter has been training healthcare professionals for more than 30 years. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
At some point, we realized that value and practicality go hand in hand. A time when an unnoticed accumulation of items has become burdensome. These possessions still have value, but now lack usefulness. Donate your unwanted items to Goodwill and become a job creator. Your donations allow Goodwill to provide much-needed training to job seekers in our community, and that's pretty useful for everyone. Be a job creator. Donate. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Well, as most of you know, the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. In honor of the occasion, this year's Grand Marshals are the great-grandchildren of Susan Wagner, the founder of the Apple Blossom Festival. On a recent episode of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, host Dan Kuntz talked to New Zealand residents David Wright and Mark Farnham about participating in this year's festival and about their great-grandmother, Susan Wagner.
Do you think your great-grandmother would have any idea that her little one-day thing would have become what it is now? I mean,
I
really?
think so, yes.
Yeah.
She was a pretty dynamic sort of a lady.
Yeah.
And we've been, both David and I have been researching, and we don't know which festival she modelled it on. I think we're inclined to think that it was her baby. She decided that this is what Wenatchee needed, something to spur it along.
All I wanted was to be able to get something about the documentary.
Yeah.
And because, 100 years, I thought, that'd be great, documentary and everything else. The very next day, there's this email comes back saying, oh my gosh, can I call you? And as I said, I sort of thought, what have I done? and it just blossomed from there. And then she obviously said, she sent back and saying, we would like you to be. And again, I was a little bit apprehensive at the time. I'd just gone through a heart attack, so I was not too sure whether I'd be handling it or not. But I just thought, well, I only live once, got to do it.
Got to do it.
Yep.
Same deal for you?
Well, I always wanted to come, and I'm a bit of a workaholic, and I've always just put it off, and so I thought, what a great opportunity to come. So it meant for me, I'm a bit of a history buff, so it meant swatting up on all the bits of history and trying to patch everything together.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to the details of all of that, let's take a quick look outside our weather window once again. And what a gorgeous day for a Classy Chassis Parade. It seems we do have some nice weather every year for the Classy Chassis. It's been a little bit breezy this week so far when we were broadcasting live down at Memorial Park in Wenatchee, but not so bad today. All in all, just really a nice day out there. Let's take a look at our almanac now and show you how the day shaped up. Unofficially today, our high temperature topped off at 72 degrees. That's above 67 where we should be for this time of year. 46 was our overnight low, and that's just slightly above 45, which is our normal low temperature for this time of year. Record 87 degrees set back in 1966. Our record low temperature 34 in 1996. It has been a while since we picked up any new precipitation, so we're pretty much stuck right now at 3.13 inches since January 1st. Sunrise this morning was at 5:41. and the sun will set tonight at 8:15. Now let's put that surface loop in motion and show you what we can expect as we make our way through the weekend and into our next work week. Tonight, mostly clear skies. We will see a west wind about 5 to 15 miles an hour. It will be a very mild overnight low tonight in the mid to upper 40s. As we move into our Saturday forecast, of course, it's Grand Parade weekend at Apple Blossom. By the time the parade starts at around 11 o'clock, I think our temperature should be about 70 degrees or so. We'll have light wind, and it should be just gorgeous. A little bit breezy, though, by Saturday night out of the west, northwest, 10 to 15 miles an hour. Moving into Sunday and ending the Apple Blossom Festival, beautiful weather with sunny skies and high temperatures. I think might make 80 degrees on Sunday. We'll have to wait and see, and I certainly think there are some areas in central Washington that will reach 80 degrees. You folks in Moses Lake might touch that this weekend. For Monday, as we start off our next work week, sunny skies and warm temperatures. We will see high temperatures once again in the upper 70s. As that high pressure, boy folks, it's just not going anywhere out in the Pacific. It's staying stationary and will remain that way through most of next week. On Tuesday, high pressure remains in control of our weather with sunny skies and unseasonably warm temperatures on Tuesday. Once again, back into the upper 70s, and I think we might even see 80 degrees as we move past that. Let's take a look at your quick lube and tune forecast now. And tonight, we'll drop down to 45 degrees for our overnight low. On Saturday, 79, 78 your high temperature on Sunday, and we're going to stay pretty consistent with those temperatures. Sunny skies on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Highs in the upper 70s, and by the time we get to Thursday next week, sunny and warm, and that may be our first taste of 80 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues from East Wenatchee tonight, right after this.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy finally Friday and dodging traffic out here on Grant Road, getting ready for the Classy Chassis Parade. Eric Granstrom with NCWLIFE Channel Sports. Well, the last time the Mariners struggled through a homestand, they went on the road and won 3 straight against the Angels down in Los Angeles. They're hoping for a similar fate as they head to Cleveland to begin a weekend series here today. After losing 6 straight at home back in April, Seattle traveled to L.A. and won 3 in a row from the Angels. Now, Mariners enter the month of May on a 4-game losing streak, heading into Ohio to play a team that's lost 3 of its last 4. Hello to you too. The Tribe 16-13 and second behind Minnesota in the American League Central. The Mariners come in a half game back of Houston in the American League West at 18-15. Mariners will send Yusei Kikuchi to the mound against the Cleveland's Shane Bieber. That game is underway. On the Les Schwab Prep baseball scoreboard from yesterday, Oroville forfeited its doubleheader with Waterville-Mansfield. Manson edged Lake Roosevelt by a final of 8-6, and Cashmere beat Cascade 10-4 to solidify third place in the Caribou Trail League. Also, prep softball yesterday, Waterville-Mansfield celebrated Senior Day by downing Oroville 12-1 and 12-10. Lake Roosevelt swept a doubleheader from Manson 15-0 and 14-1, and it was Cashmere topping Omak by a final of 13-3. It was an epic battle at Lee Bofto Field of the Apple Bowl last night for the top spot in the 4A Central Boys Lacrosse League. Despite outshooting the Richland Bombers 26-13 in the game, Wenatchee fell to Richland 11-10 the final. Tristan Plock had his second consecutive 7-goal game. Meanwhile, it was Jake Reiner coming back from a hamstring injury to score 2 goals, but not enough last night. Wenatchee Valley will be the number 2 seed out of the Central Division heading into the playoffs next week. They'll host a first-round game Thursday night, 7 o'clock at the Apple Bowl. We'll have that live right here on the NCWLIFE channel, so be sure and tune in for that. Next week, we'll find out their opponent coming up this weekend. The Wenatchee Panthers boys and girls tennis teams once again are the Big Nine champions. They came down to yesterday's final match of the season at West Valley. Wenatchee sweeping the 2 games. Boys came out on top, hard fought, 4-3 victory. Meanwhile, the girls won 6-1. Also, Eastmont celebrated Senior Day with a sweep of Moses Lake, 6-1 for the boys, 5-2 for the girls. Cashmere swept Omak 5-0 and 4-1. And Cascade had no trouble knocking off Ellensburg 5-0 for both the boys and the girls. Prep soccer season, the postseason we should say, starts tonight. The District 4A play-in games. Wenatchee hosts Moses Lake while Eastmont entertains Davis. Both matches underway coming up at 6 o'clock. District 1A playoffs, Chelan taking on Tenasket this afternoon. Cashmere hosting Manson, that also at 6 o'clock. On the prep baseball schedule for the day today, Chelan's hosting Connell in a doubleheader. Cascade traveling to the Tri-Cities area for a game at Kiona-Benton. Eastmont's on the road at Davis for a doubleheader, and Wenatchee hosting Eisenhower for 2 games at Recreation Park. Area softball action today, Eastmont hosting Davis for 2 games. Those are underway. Wenatchee on the road at Eisenhower for a couple of games in the Big Nine. Also, Cascade hosting a single game with Cashmere, and Okanagan is at Chelan. 3 track meets around the region today. Cashmere is at Cle Elum for their invitational. Chelan's in Royal City for the Ron Vanderholm Invitational. And Aniat and Pateros have a meet in Winthrop against Liberty Bell. The Tour de Bloom bicycle race happening this weekend. That highlights our weekend sports schedule. Today, the road race in the Plain area, so watch out for cyclists there. Also tomorrow, the Twilight Criterium in downtown Wenatchee. That'll begin at 2:30 in the afternoon, which will close Mission from Yakima to 2nd, Wenatchee Avenue from Yakima to 2nd, and Orondo Avenue, Palouse Street, and 1st Street from Mission to Wenatchee Avenue. Then on Sunday, they'll have the road race up and around the Waterville area. Also happening this weekend, we've got hydroplanes taking to the waters at Lake Chelan. It is the Norm Evans Memorial Apple Cup Regatta. It's tomorrow and Sunday on Lake Chelan. They'll begin about 40 different hydroplane racing boats will be out on the water starting at about 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday and on Sunday. The ABT Spring Slam men's softball tournament also Saturday and Sunday at Walla Walla Point Park. Actually, some of those rounds getting underway today. And the Rugrat Nation 3-on-3 basketball tournament for the little kids happening at Paiba's Public Market. That'll be after the parade tomorrow starting at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Should wrap up about 4. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE channel. Grant, back to you.
And let me turn this on. Thank you very much, Eric. A little bit noisy out here tonight, but great job. And finally tonight, Dan Kuntz wraps up his critique of Apple Blossom food options at Memorial Park tonight with a foot-long corn dog.
I'm the voice of this.
Traveling north.
I get paid 3 cents every time somebody pushes that button. Unfortunately, I took all the money I made and I sunk it all in AOL and Blockbuster. Nobody paid me to be smart, just to be good looking. I'm thinking about doing the foot-long corn dog. It only takes a week or so to get all the way through. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Hi, kids. There's no school today? Nope. Really? Where do you go to school? Clovis. Oh, Clovis. That's an intermediate school? Who's your favorite teacher?
Miss Thompson.
Miss Thompson? She's tough. She held me back like 3 years. I'm not kidding you. I just graduated high school. 2 foot-long corn dogs, please.
$20.
Can I borrow $20? Should we go get some mustard? Because I like to dip mine in mustard. So let's see if I can aim this. Oh, I missed. Okay, making a miss. Look at that. Okay, I think I can do this. All right, let's go eat. I would look great in one of those. I would look great. I have the body for it. Oh, hey, there's royalty. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We got royalty. Look at this. You got any plans this weekend? Netflix?
Oh,
just
no
kick
plans
back,
this
nothing?
weekend. No, we have the parade.
Ooh, yay! It's great to see you. Hi, ladies. How are you? Our corn dogs are getting cold, so we just thought we'd come by and say hi. Beer garden's open. We can go eat in there. We just need a place to sit and eat our corn dogs. I'm 21. He's 21. We're coming in.
Oh, yeah.
It's good to see you. Fantastic. That's embarrassing. That's just embarrassing. Oh, Alex, I'm going to need more paper towels. Paper towels, paper towels, paper towels. I'm an idiot, I'm sorry. Of corn dog. That's something done with the corn dog. Good God, what do we do here? We're just destroying the beer garden. All right, corn dog has been consumed. It's time to do ice cream. What grade are you in?
I'm in 5th.
Yeah, are you getting good grades?
Yes.
You're not lying to me.
Yeah. No.
I can log into the system and look at your transcripts, buddy.
I know.
So I just need your social security number. Go ahead and give it to me now.
No.
Okay. See, you done good. My social security number is 4. One of the first ones ever issued.
Because he's as old as dirt, right?
So there it is. My budget was $700 for the week, and I'm down to 28. In conclusion, I did almost every food booth this year. Thanks to all the vendors for putting up with my nonsense. An extra special thanks to my favorite cinematographer, my coworker who sits right next to me, Uriah Darby, for all he does. Hey, Cal. Is this the steak sandwich you were talking about? Is this the one?
Yeah, that's the one, Dan. You finally got it right.
Mystery solved.
Oh, Dan, before we let you go, let's take another look at your quick lube and tune forecast heading into this final weekend of Apple Blossom, the 100th anniversary. And our weather, it just really couldn't be better for this weekend. 79 degrees, your high temperature for Grand Parade Saturday. And as I mentioned, we will broadcast the Grand Parade live right here on the NCWLIFE channel beginning at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I'm thinking temperatures will be about 70 degrees at that time before we top off at 79 later in the day. A couple of 78s on Sunday and Monday with low temperatures in the 40s to about 50 degrees. All kinds of sunshine out there. Mostly sunny for Monday and Tuesday. Upper 70s once again. And by the time we get into late next week, I think that'll be our first real chance of making 80 degrees here in north central Washington. So I hope you have a chance to get out this weekend in some form and enjoy the beautiful weather. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight, live from Local Telecommunications here in East Wenatchee. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCWLIFE channel Monday morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great weekend.
NCWLIFE channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and Other Stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.
There's no substitute for the power of cable TV advertising. With Solion Cable TV advertising, you can reach your target audience right here in North Central Washington. We understand their viewing habits and can precisely target your customers on great cable networks like these. Call Solion Broadcasting today and let us show you how to put your business message right in front of thousands of prospects at a very affordable price. Solion Broadcasting, 509-888-2020.
I am Dan Coots. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We got news, we got sports, we got weather, we got obscure holiday, today in history, birthdays. Those actresses from the 70s that I had a huge crush on: Lindsay Wagner, Jane Russell, Meryl Streep, Barbara Bush. Wanted to wish her a happy birthday. It gave me an excuse to throw her picture up on my show. Exclusive distributors of Life Water, now available in the shatterproof plastic bottle.
Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, mornings at 7 o'clock on the NCWLIFE channel.